This week's episode, two captains decide to get together. A ship is missing its crew. And charter guests sue a yacht because of a smelly captain. Hey everybody, I'm Doug.
I'm Cindy.
And this is the Bottom Line. Welcome.
Welcome.
I'm so happy to see you guys again. We're getting ready to get underway, and we're leaving tomorrow, and the crew are shopping, and that's Chris in the background. So Cindy's in town. She came in from the Med. I've known her for a while, and she's going to help do the show this week. Welcome, Cindy.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Okay, so last week's episode, I did 1,200 views. Sounds pretty cool, right?
No, you usually do a lot more than that.
Yeah, I usually do 10 to 20,000 views a week.
What happened?
It got pulled off of Facebook because it violates their community standards. You're not allowed to show anyone with anything in their mouth, smoke coming up, or like a PIPE in your mouth. You can't even talk about that word, or if you do, they pull it. So they said I could take the pictures out. It was a cartoon character. Yeah, it's a cartoon character. They said I could pull it out and it would be fine. I just said, let's just leave it. I know you guys are out there. It doesn't matter. And watch the show, don't watch the show. You all know me. I don't ask you to like and share. I'm here if you want. Watch it. If not, who cares? Okay, so what do we got?
So this week's episode is sponsored by Marine Data Solutions and Salty Rags Crew Apparel.
Salty Rags Crew Apparel. Right now we have 99 problems on board, but I'm telling you right now, the internet is not one of them. And Salty Rags, those guys keep us in uniforms and in bedding. They just moved to Lauderdale Marine Center, so check them out. Both of those guys are awesome. Please tell them you saw them on the Bottom Line, and they're going to give you discounts. That's cool. Yeah, okay. Next, what else we got?
Next is the news, I believe, right?
Okay, let's jump into the news.
So the Ottawa Senators owner sued a yacht for $10 million. What's that about?
Whoops. So this 190-foot boat was on charter in the Exumas, and it was rough. I'm not going to lie to you. Everybody thinks, oh, by the way, we'll spend Christmas in Nassau. Let's get out of Ohio. And then no matter what, Christmas is still winter in the North Atlantic. Things get rough. It blows 30, 40 knots sometimes. So this big-ass boat was on the Exuma Bank, and it was rough. And the last day of the charter guys were like, we don't even want to go back to Nassau. We want to get off here. And the captain said, no, you can't do that. And he wasn't being a prick. Okay, according to the yacht management company, where they wanted to go was between 2.4 meters and 6.4 meters deep. That's where the guests wanted to go.
And what's the draft of the boat?
3.6 meters.
Well,
the boat would have been 3 feet of ground out of the water. So what happened was the captain decided to do what the big boats do in the Exumas, is you have to go out and around. It's 197 feet long. It's not like they were on a 40-footer. Okay, but apparently they got seasick, and because the captain refused to let them get off the boat on this particular island that he couldn't get to anyway, they're suing him for $10 million worth of damage. Part of it is emotional distress, false imprisonment.
On a 190-foot
boat.
yacht?
Yeah, throw me in jail on a 190-foot boat. And get this, I swear to God, it's listed in a lawsuit because the captain smelled. This can't be that. This is getting to be too much. Everybody is so $10 million. The charter costs $420,000 for a week. They want $10 million. Give me a break. Look. They also said the captain was offended that they questioned his judgment. It's a 190-foot boat. It can't go into 2.4 meters of water. It's going to run aground. The guy probably, did what he thought was the safest way to disembark his passengers. But no, he's getting sued for $10 million. And he's getting called out for an odorous type situation. That is a real...
That's worth $10 million.
Okay, next. What do we got?
Next, so there's a ghost ship that transited through the Panama Canal. How did that work?
Okay, listen to this, gang. Here's a photo of it. This ship showed up at the Panama Canal, went all the way through the canal, this ghost ship, and it had no crew on board. And nobody knows, and everybody in Panama has no idea what happened. No, it's like there's not one crew member on board. Okay, actually the fact is, it's the U.S. Navy testing autonomous ships. They have 2 of them right now. This one was going from where to where?
From Alabama to the West Coast.
It puts thousands of miles underway with no crew on board. Like 4,000 miles this thing's traveled so far. At 97.5% of the time, no crew's been on board. So this ship with no crew just recently went through the Panama Canal with no crew, headed to the Pacific. Maybe it's going to do some fishing. I don't know. They have two. They're getting more money for more. That means our jobs are over. You just got your captain's certificate, right? Waste of time.
Yeah.
We're not going to need captains anymore. Okay, cool. By the way, they call it the Ghost Fleet. Ooh. All right, next.
Next, so there is now the Coast Guard Polar Cutter Security Program that's coming out.
Yes. So, see you later, Chris. So, the Coast Guard has 3 icebreakers right now. They have 2 polar class icebreakers and 1 medium size called the Healy. The Healy just caught fire. Yeah, it happens. Okay, the 2 polar class cutters icebreakers are so old that one is permanently broken, and then all they do is they park them next to each other and take parts off to keep the other one running. And our last administration, they were like, well, we don't really need any icebreakers. I don't know. We finally got the money for the icebreaker. It was used as a leverage. So we decided to get 1. But now, congratulations, here's a picture of our new ice class, heavy ice class icebreaker. It's 460 feet long. It's going to be the biggest one we've ever had. And we're not getting 1, we're getting 3.
3.
Isn't that awesome? Coast Guard's so happy. Do you know why we're getting 3?
Why?
Well, you know, Russia has 40.
40.
40.
And we have 3. Well, we have
we
1.
have 1 working one.
We're getting 3.
Canada has 21. Well, it's Canada. I mean, you know, they can't invade countries. They might as well break ice. But here's the thing: China only has 2, but they're building more. China has made an announcement that they're building the largest nuclear-powered class breaker out there, and they're ramping that up because they want to cut a line. They want to cut a channel from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean going up top. So then all of a sudden, us over in Washington go, uh-oh, better step it up a little. So we're going to have a really good presence in the Arctic and Antarctic. Way to go, Coast Guard.
Way to go.
Okay, next.
Next is the video of the week. What have you got?
We have 2 videos of the week, and they're all from Miami. Okay, our first video, I want to watch this. This is kind of funny. Okay, this all happened like on the same weekend. Here we go. Okay, Searay, no big deal, just backing off the dock. No big. Oh wait, there's another Searay. Oh, boom. Can you believe that? So, yeah. So that's down in Miami, and yeah, now they stand up and they start screaming at each other, and let's get so. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, they'll get underway, and everything will be good again. Okay, now here's a second video. I know we're having 2. It's kind of fun. Second video is, and this one's, I don't like this one. Okay, so. This boat's anchored, but they left the engines in gear in reverse, and they're backing up, and I really like it because this one goes like, oh, I'll hold the boat off in my thong bikini. All right, and then of course they hit, and now the yelling starts and the screaming starts, but everybody's looking dumbfounded like they don't know what happened. The guy's like, oh, it's cool, dude. Okay, all right. So those
Lots of smart boaters in Miami, huh?
Lots of smart boaters in Miami. What reason I'm upset is because that last one was on a 58-foot Hatteras, and my friend Kendrick's the captain, and I'm like, dude, don't hit the Hatteras. It's an old classic Hatteras.
Oh.
But anyway, Kendrick, thanks for filming that. Okay, next.
Next is Crew Corner.
Crew Corner.
Sponsored by Daniel Perry.
Daniel Perry, fine art. You know, she told me, she was like, oh, yacht crew never buy paintings. Because they're out buying skateboards and stuff. Okay, but hey, you know, take a look at this. This is a picture of a yacht. Ta-da!
It's beautiful.
So if you're a captain, or you know, if the crew all want to chip in and you know, buy the owner for his birthday or Christmas or something a painting of the boat, Danielle can do it. You know, she's running 30% off right now. Okay, so Crew Corner, we're going to talk about counting sea time underway because there's a big discrepancy about it. But Cindy just came back. Where'd you just come back from?
Malta, Italy, and Turkey.
6 months, bopping around the Mediterranean, running sailboats, sailing sailboats and stuff, mostly deliveries.
Yes.
Okay, she's in town just for a couple of days. You're babysitting this weekend on a 130 Hatteras during a refit. Captain's closing on a house or something. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, she has this thing about Chris Crafts, and I've had Chris Craft. That's how we connected a few years ago on the Chris Craft forums. We always used to share information. Mine was fiberglass, but what were yours?
Mine were all wooden, stem to stern, top to bottom mahogany.
She's nuts. She does all the work herself. She brings people in to help. She does all the varnishing. She does all the plank replacement. Your first boat was what?
Was a 57-foot 1964 Constellation.
All by herself on a 57-foot Chris Craft, wooden Chris Craft. Connie's, that was one of the greatest Chris Crafts ever built. They built more of those wooden ones than any other one. So you bought it, and then what happened?
We got real close to having it completely done, and Hurricane Matthew decided that I didn't need that boat anymore. Came through, we were basically ground zero in Hilton Head, and the entire marina was destroyed. Every boat either sunk or was up on the marsh, and I ended up on the marsh. Ended up, after 2 weeks, they opened up Hilton Head Island, and I lived on her for 36 days trying to pump out 4.5 feet of water, and engines that went under, had to do about 5 oil changes to get one engine running. So we got one engine running, and we went all the way from Hilton Head to the first dockage we could find in Jacksonville, and we did that running one engine, towing a bayliner. And early on we were pumping out 1,000 gallons of water until we made more repairs.
1,000 gallons of water a day?
An hour.
An hour?
Hour.
So this boat, by the way, that was sinking, you know that?
Yes.
Okay, a simple electrical malfunction and you're going down. But that's pretty ballsy to do. I mean, that trip took you what, 2-3 days?
3 days.
3 days pumping out 1,000 gallons of water an hour. Unfortunately, when you got to Jacksonville, the boat was unsavable.
Yes, it was just too much. You could buy 3 or 4 more of what it was going to cost to fix that one by the time we got to where we could analyze it.
Luckily, insurance took care of everything.
Not so much. Not when it's a hurricane and...
You were not covered for a hurricane?
Not covered for hurricane.
So she lost that boat.
I wasn't in a hurricane zone.
Oh,
not covered by it.
So she lost that boat, lost a lot of money. Never buy a boat again.
Never.
But then wait, then you signed on to run with a captain. You took that, what did you take?
We had, that one was a 1960 50-foot Constellation, which is all stem to stern mahogany. And so we did the Great Loop, which is about 6,000 miles around the eastern United States. We started Chicago, down the Mississippi, around Key West, up the East Coast through the Great Lakes. Our total was 5,418 miles.
So the Great Loop, for yacht crew who don't know, is you go down the Mississippi, you go right down the middle of the United States, then you go around Florida, then you go up the East Coast, then you go up through the Great Lakes, and then back down. That's a loop, and that is a very big deal to do on these smaller boats, and you did it.
Yes.
And the boss just flew in.
The owner of the boat flew in occasionally, and the captain and I.
But he could say his boat did the Great Loop.
And say his boat did the Great Loop.
So you did that, and then what did you do?
Well, after that, I was boatless, and so I went and found me
She bought another wooden boat.
another wooden Connie.
Yeah. And this one's where?
This one is on Lake Travis. This one is not in saltwater. She's under cover, so she's not under not getting damaged by the sun, so it's a lot easier to maintain. But still, it's a 47-foot 1967.
And it's Bristol too.
Well,
the reason why this is an interesting story is don't let anything get you down. Don't let obstacles stop your dream. Your dream was to have a wooden you love Chris Crafts, I know, and just to have this museum piece,
mm-hmm.
and then on your spare time you fly over to the Mediterranean, bounce around on other boats.
Yep.
She has a real job too. So I mean, the moral of the story here is always follow your dream. I mean, you're following your dream. You're living the dream.
Yeah.
I mean, you're even thinking of you're completely brain damaged because you're thinking about getting another boat and putting it somewhere else. All right. But Cindy does all this stuff herself, and that's also pretty impressive. So follow your dream. I know all you yacht crew are going to be like, wooden boat, I'll never step foot on one boat. So go buy a fiberglass one. Do whatever you want to do to get out there. Life is too short to worry about problems. Just find solutions. Okay, am I missing anything? I think that's about it.
That's it.
Next week, we're going to be talking about this brand new internet that's coming out. I'm going to be going over and talking to Joey at Laurel Marine Center. You guys are going to love it. It's cheap, it's full-time, it's broadband, it's unbelievable. Wait for it. And we're also going to be doing some filming down in the Keys. We're leaving tomorrow. So that's it for today, or this week. I'm Doug.
I'm Cindy.
Thanks for co-hosting,
Thank
Cindy.
you.
All right, and that's the bottom line. You guys stay safe out there. Bye.